today is World Hypnobirthing Day, and Serena Williams is a hypnobirthing practitioner and founder of Bump and Glide. Sorry, Serena. They're based in the New Forest, and Serena is with us now. Hello, morning.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello. Right, I've been there twice, and going to have a baby is absolutely stepping into the world of the unknown, especially the first time. You just don't know what is coming your way. It's very difficult to plan for. But hypnobirthing is one way of planning. Is it all a little bit hippy-jippy?
Not at all. It's a pretty logical approach to preparing for birth. Okay. And it explains how your mind and body works. I think, as you say, stepping into the unknown, especially the first time, you're kind of like, how on earth am I going to get this baby out?
Yeah.
And what hypnobirthing does, it kind of explains the physiology of birth. So it explains how your body works and how your mind works and how one can influence the other, basically.
Okay, so what sort of practices you do to get your mind and your body working together then?
So relaxations, you can focus on relaxation scripts and visualization. So that's probably where the kind of the meditation part kind of comes into it. People think about that it's only about relaxation. But it's very much once you understand why you have to relax. And I think that's why I trained in it to teach it, is because it's the why that's so important. If you just tell somebody to relax, then they'll try their best. But if they don't know why they have to relax, then it's not as effective, really.
It's the fear, isn't it, of what's going on. You know, something's happening with my body, and it's like it's been taken over by an alien.
Well, that's the thing, and I think fear's been kind of instilled in us as a society for hundreds of years. And people get pregnant and you're really excited, and then you suddenly think, okay, how am I actually going to be first? And then, I don't know about you when you were pregnant, but I certainly had people thrillingly telling me their horror stories.
That's the worst.
How is that helpful?
You're like, stop right there, girlfriend. I don't need to know that. I really don't need to know that. Yeah. Actually, I just had an email from Lucy Ambache. She says apparently the Duchess of Cambridge did hypnobirthing. She spoke about it on the Happy Mum blog that G. Fletcher does. HRH approved then. Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. I think people often, it kind of became trendy when members of the royal family said that they'd used it, and people in the public eye. But actually, it's it's not reserved for a certain type of person or for a certain type of birth, for that matter.
Yeah.
People often think, it's only for a drug-free home birth.
Is it? Is that what it's all about? Is it saying you must not have any drugs throughout your pregnancy?
Not at all. Quite the opposite. It basically gives everybody the information they need to know what they want to have. I mean, if you want to have drugs, then you have drugs. It's not something that's kind of only reserved for drug-free, basically. It gives you the information on how that impacts you, basically.
Are you going to tell us all to write a birth plan? Because I literally snorted out loud. I did the NCT classes. I thought, I need to find out what's going on. And then they said, now we're going to write a birth plan. And I thought, how the dickens can you write a birth plan when you don't know what is coming up?
Yeah, no, I think it's more a question of birth preferences, because birth is unpredictable, and I always say to my couples, you can plan as much as you want, but actually the baby never sees that plan, and the baby has their own plan, basically. So what hypnobirthing does, it gives you the information on all the different things that can happen, so you're kind of relaxed in the knowledge of what you can choose along the way.
Yeah, you say couples there. So are dads involved in the whole of hypnobirthing from the beginning, or are they just a spare part that turns up at the end?
No, very, very much involved. And interestingly, the feedback I get from dads is sometimes even more important than the mums, actually, because they, as you said, they suddenly think, oh, wow, I have a role in this process.
Yeah.
Granted, their other half are physically giving birth, but how they act around her, how they kind of can manage the environment and what's going on around her are hugely important.
Yeah, I passed over responsibility to my other half because I just lost it at the end of the first one and just said, can you just make the decisions here? Because I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's the thing. And they're like birth partners, whether it's the father or it can be your mother or your cousin or friend, whoever you choose to be by your side, they can be the key communicator and the key protector of your environment, basically.
So what have mums said about hypnobirthing? How have they said it helps them? What's it going to do for you? Why is it a good thing to do?
It helps because I think, all the more so in the past year, really, with the pandemic, I think anxiety levels have been, skyrocketing, really. And it gives mums that reassurance of knowing what's happening. I think, as you said in the very beginning, it is stepping into the unknown with your very first, pregnancy and birth. But actually, if you have an understanding, it's like anything in life. If you know what's going on to a certain extent, you're more confident and calm about it. So in addition to the actual hypnobirthing techniques and knowledge, having somebody to be there. So what I do with my couples is just having that extra emotional support and reassurance of you're doing amazingly.
Mm. You're doing great, darling. You're doing absolutely brilliant. Oh, I love your work there. Can you just speed it up?
Yeah, exactly. Come on, baby.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a live session tonight with Catherine Graves, who is... She's the sort of the Doness, is she, of hypnobirthing? She founded the UK Hypnobirthing Association. So you're online. You're doing a live session tonight. It is World Hypnobirthing Day today. You're on with Catherine Graves on Instagram live tonight at 8 p.m. if you want to jump on and hear more. And if you want to find out more about Serena, her website is bumpandglide.com. Serena, thank you so much for coming on. It's really good to speak to you. Thank you.